I'm Ashley, this is Life Beyond Locks, and today I'm here with my third Wigshe piece. And what do they say? Third time is a charm. I think I have finally found my perfect Wigshe piece in this girl right here. It is without rooting, and if you've been around for my last two videos about Wigshe, I really didn't want to give up on them. I love their lace. I haven't cut it yet, but I love their lace. It melts into my skin. I love their cap construction. This is very, very comfortable, and I love their hair quality. I love their hair quality and how it finishes after washing. But for me, the color was a bit of a problem for my last two pieces. Though I liked them, the rooting just wasn't natural enough for me. And so I ordered a third piece, and they sent me this piece without rooting, and it is beautiful. I would not hesitate to wear this for a single second. And so I just wanted to give you a quick showing of it before I take her off, wash her, and cut the lace, and come back with a review that really shows how she performs after being washed, after you unbox her, and all of that. So this is the first look of her right out of the box. I just trimmed the lace a tiny bit because it was way down to here, but I haven't done anything to her at all. This is exactly how she looks. She is an 18-incher, and we're gonna go give her a wash and see how she performs, and I will be back to show you the results. I'm back with a freshly washed piece, and I have to say it washed just like my other pieces after being washed. Definitely not straight, but it is light and fluffy, and I think we'll see that it takes heat really, really well. So before I plop it on and show you how it takes the heat, I want to show you the inside of the cap. It is a lace top and temple to temple lace here. We have clips. Not my preferred clips. You shouldn't have to work that hard to open and close them. So I would be changing these out, but that's such a minor detail, and I don't even use the clips, so I probably would just take them out, period. You have a comb at the crown and a comb at the back, which for me is something that not everybody provides, but I love because I'm flat-headed at the back, and this helps to just grip onto my wig grip and keep the wig in place at the bottom. So this is like, thank you for that. We have adjustable tabs here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in place. I am a small cap, and my circumference is 21.25 inches, and this fits me like a dream. So I've got those in. We've got like lots of stretchy wefting and an open weft on the side. Okay, so let's get me ready, and then we'll plop it on and see how it looks. So if you are not accustomed to wearing wigs, you might wonder, like, what's the protocol? What do I do? You can wear a wig cap. Some people like to do a braid. I have very little hair, so I tend to just take my hair and do something like that and plop the wig on top. I do like to have it in like a low bun, low pony, just because it gives something for the wig grip and then that back comb to grip onto. I'm gonna go ahead and put my grip on here. This grip is a little bit too big for me, quite a bit too big for me actually. That's okay, we'll make it work and dive in. I shall. Sorry, I'm changing my adjuster tab. All right. Oof, messed up my eyebrows. Okay. Oh no, I got the lace caught in the back. Okay, this is don't copy me here. I just pulled on that lace a little bit. So my lace is too long and it's getting in my way. I'm gonna have to cut that lace for you. Okay. Here we go. So I look a little funny because it looks like a lot of hair. It doesn't feel like a ton of hair, but it looks like a lot of hair because it is wavy. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on straightening it out and cutting that lace. So this is easier done not on my head, but I'll just start off on my head so you can see my technique, and that you really can just do this on your own head if you prefer. For some people it's more comfortable. So in order to curl, I'm going to take the hair about, I don't know, a little bit of the way down the shaft of the hair, curl it in, hold it, release, hold it, release, hold it. And the good thing about this is that the ends are not all fried. They do a good job with their hair. So I don't actually have to go all the way to the end, which means I'll end up with like a slightly straighter end piece, which I like. Look at that. Do you see how well that took? So I wanted to do this right at the beginning of the video. I'm not going to curl the whole thing right now because I want to get to the lace cutting and then I'll go style it all off my head. I'll do it on the mannequin for you. But I wanted to show you because there are some naysayers out there. And I'm going to do a whole other video looking at this piece in relation to a mid-range piece, in relation to a luxury piece. But there are naysayers out there about budget hairlines, including Wigshe. And yes, I had some problems with color. So this one I already talked about, I went for non-rooted because I was worried that the rooting on the darker colors might have been part of the problem. But I kept coming back and trying to make this work because I knew that they were onto something with their hair quality, and that proves it right there. There are a lot of companies out there where if I try to do this, it does not take to this level. And among those companies is my mid-range piece that I paid more than twice the price for than a Wigshe piece costs. So I just wanted to show you that because I think it's really important right off the bat before we have any conversation about the hair color or other elements of the wig that you see that this is clearly something that you can work with. And I think that that is so great. So there we go. So I would go all the way around my head like that, let it cool, and before brushing it through with my fingers. But I'm going to actually take it off. I'm going to plop it on a mannequin. I'm going to show you how I cut the lace. I'm going to show you then how I curl the whole thing and we'll get the finished look. But I just wanted to do that right off the bat because I know that there are a lot of criticisms about Wigshe. All right, so we are back with my mannequin head and my Wigshe piece, and we're going to cut this lace. So I recently was asked about lace cutting. I get asked this a fair bit, but somebody told me recently, like, this is her biggest fear about getting a lace wig. And she said, will you guide me through it? And the answer is, of course I will, but it's really nothing to fear. You don't want to ruin a piece. I totally get it, but start small and work your way back. So I'm going to show you how you can do this. You don't need anything fancy. You can use fancy products, but you don't have to. You can do it a whole bunch of different ways with a whole bunch of different products. So don't worry, don't feel like you have to have all the right things. The only thing that you absolutely need to have is a sharp pair of scissors. They don't have to be barber scissors. In fact, it's better if you have those really small sewing scissors. That's actually ideal, but I don't have those, so I'm going with these barber scissors. And yeah, that's the number one thing that you need. So you can use these, and then to pull the hair back off of the lace so that you don't accidentally, because this is the fear, is also not just cutting the lace too short, but that if you get hairs caught, you'll end up cutting the hairs. So we have to get the hair off of the mannequin. So you can do this a couple of different ways. Yes, you can use clips like this if you have them handy. Yes, you can use barber's Velcro, which I love using, but not everybody has it. So you can use that. Very, very easy to use. But I was just thinking something that we all have, very accessible, a headband would also probably work. And I hadn't considered it until just now because I had this sitting on my vanity because I use it to wash my hair at night. And I realized, oh, maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more before doing it on camera. But I thought to myself, oh, that's got to work. And sure enough, it does. So when it comes to cutting the lace, they say you want to go about 1/4 of an inch back from the hairline or forward from the hairline. And I think starting, wherever you're comfortable is most important. Some people do really like to get close so you don't see the lace on your forehead for a more natural look. But I feel like just go where you're comfortable. So if that's 1/2 inch because you've never done this before, then go 1/2 inch and then work your way back after that. Like there's no right way to do this. Some people like to buy scalloped edge scissors as well. And just cut so you have that scalp line. That's a genius idea. I just don't happen to have any of those. So when I do this, oh, hang on, I've got some hair stuck over here that I didn't see because they're on the other side of the camera. Okay, so what I tend to do is go up the middle like that. And then I go down from there on both sides. I just realized I'm in front of the camera again. I'm going to go around. So while I'm over here, I'll finish this side. I do like to get it pretty close at the ear tabs. That's an important one for me. I don't like it to be too long around the ears. And I'm not really worried about losing, if I get it close on the ear tabs and I lose some of that hair, I don't find that to be the end of the world. It's not like it's right at the hairline. But I don't want extra lace flapping around by my ear because I feel like that looks kind of obvious. So I tend to go a little bit closer there and then a little bit further away elsewhere. Okay. So my lace is cut. I'll probably go even shorter down the road, but for now, it's good enough that I can wear it and then adjust it right on my head if I want to. So I'm going to go around now and kind of speedily curl all the way around for you to see. I will not run the camera the whole time because I'm running out of space on my phone, but I'll do some of it so that you can see me working around her. So I already talked about how like my technique for curling the hair, but what I didn't talk about is how I section off the hair. And I feel like that's worth talking about because I'm not going to show it all on camera, but this is quite a lot of density here. So I'm going to just take some of it and pin it up before doing the underside. And also one more thing, this is sliding. So I'm going to go ahead and put clips in here. I love this mannequin head and stand. And I will say, I have a link if you're interested. I went a couple of years without a stand and it makes such a difference. You will not regret buying a mannequin stand. So it just, you can just do your work so much more easily. Okay, make sure you never, ever, 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 ever go into that lace with these. You want to go by the ear tabs. So yeah, I'm going to pin some of it up, work on the bottom layer, and then come back to the top after because there's just so much density here that if I do it all at once, it's going to become a total mess. So for each section that I do, I'm going to first brush it, take a small section of hair like that, do my curling, and then move on. And I do like to brush, as I said, to make sure that I get out any knots because I don't want to really be brushing it after it's styled. I want to let that just get finger combed and no more. So we got to get those little kinks out, little knots out right away. I am telling you, this hair quality, there are a few split ends in here, but that never really bothers me if it's only a couple because I just find it, I don't know, not to be a big deal. And almost every wig I own has something like that. But on the whole, this hair quality, like I can't believe that you can get it for under $600 American. Because there's a lot of hair here and it is good quality. Look at the way it's curling. So good. And I'm not saying this, I'm not being paid to say this. It was gifted. And I have 2 other videos on my pieces if you're interested to see them, where I do talk about my issues a little bit with color, but also rave about the hair quality in those ones because I am such a fan of their hair quality. Okay, as I'm curling, I'm starting to see more of the color variance. I thought that this was pretty solid brown, and I'm realizing that it does have dimension to it. The top layer does not have the colors that you see here. So I don't know if you can see, there's almost like a, I think it's supposed to be like a caramel color. It is pulling in this light to me right now a little orangey. Not a deal breaker. I would still very much wear this in public, including to work, if I were to willingly go under a color change, because as you may know, I wear the same work hair every day because I'm a high school teacher, just because I don't want my hair to become a conversation piece. I just always wear the same thing. But you can probably see in this light underneath here, we've got some pretty bright highlights, and they are a little orangey to me, so it's not a flawless coloring job. However, the top does not have this, and it blends in pretty nicely elsewhere. So I'm not super concerned, but I did want to point it out. Another thing I'm noticing as I am going through this is that I stopped using my brush. I don't even need it. There are 0 knots to pull out of here after washing and conditioning this hair. So you can see I'm just going with my fingers now before curling, which is crazy because I feel like even with my bio hair, the very little bit of bio hair that I have, before curling, I always run a brush through each section, and I'm just not doing it here. It's just not necessary, which is really great. It conditioned really nicely. So again, that speaks to the hair quality. Okay, so I finished curling. I put her right back on my head, and it looks really, really different from the piece that I got in the mail, but I'm not upset about it because I added all these curls and they are holding nicely, like really nicely, better than a piece that I paid far more for. So I get her back into the original condition she was in, because she was really low density looking and really straight, and I'm pretty sure that I can, but that's gonna have to come in another video. I wanted to get as much as I could into this. I wanted to get the lace cutting, I wanted to get the before washing, the after washing, and the after styling. But now that I've got these curls in, I don't want to just straighten them right away. Not only that, but as a curly haired girl myself, I know that after straightening my hair, curling my hair, it's hard to get it actually straight again. So to get it straight again, I think I would have to wash it one more time. And honestly, I just want to wear this now, so I don't want to wait to wash it. So I'm going to wear it out as it is, and in a future video, or definitely at least on my socials, in maybe some shorts or on Instagram, I will show you this piece once it's been straightened. But this is it after being curled all the way around, and it has really taken this curl very nicely. So it's fluffy and pretty and just a look that I could never ever have with my bio hair. So the last thing that I'm going to do to give it some realism is to take some eyeshadow, and I like to go with eyeshadow over the face powder. I know it's really popular to use the L'Oreal True Match powder, but personally I like to go with eyeshadow because I feel like eyeshadow is longer lasting, or at least in my experience it seems to be. So I'm going to go and put some eyeshadow on that part line and right there on the lace. And then the last thing that I need to do is to pull out some of my bio hair. I just said that that was the last thing, but what I really meant to say is that this is the last thing. Now here's the issue. This is curly and my bio hair isn't. So I'm gonna have to curl my bio hair, which is funny because I have curly bio hair, but I straightened it to wear with a topper today. So I'm just gonna go ahead, grab a curling iron, curl my bio hair. Try not to burn myself because I'm looking in the camera rather than in a mirror. Oh, I have no hair to grip. Oh my gosh, it's not gripping when you have such fine bio hair. Okay, well, I might have to do this with my flat iron because it's grippier. Also, my curling iron is from 100 years ago when I was in high school. It's not very good, which tells you also how good this Wigshe hair is, because I've been saying to my husband forever, I need a better curling iron because I need to be able to curl my wigs well, but apparently I just needed the right wig hair. All right, let's see. I'm gonna look in my own little mirror. That's not bad. It's blending, okay. So you don't have to do that step of blending your bio hair if you don't want to. And of course, if you don't have bio hair, then you're not gonna be able to do it at all. You're seeing too probably that I'm just tucking, so I have a little bit of excess lace there. So I could cut it. Okay, there's actually a couple things I can do here. This is why I'm not a good content creator, because I go all over the place. So a couple things I can do. One, I can cut this shorter so that you never see that lace, right? Just really, really close. I'll end up losing some hair in the process, some of the wig hair, but not a big deal. Number two, I can tuck the lace under and you might not notice it like I did on that side. This side isn't doing it as well. So number three I can do is just take some darker powder that matches, or hair fibers work as well if you happen to have hair fibers. And if I just brush either some eyeshadow, some root powder, whatever you got. Okay, that was a bad job because I still have hair stuck there, but I can't see. But use what you got. That's not even eyeshadow there. That's actually my bio hair. If you're wondering what you're seeing, I got to do a better job of blending my bio in there. But whatever you've got to conceal it will be just fine. I guarantee you no one's going to notice. Okay, I needed some time to gather my thoughts, and here they are. I really like this piece. I cannot believe that you can get it for under $600 American. They often have sales on their website. You can also use my discount code, which gives me a little bit of commission. But either way, when you apply those codes, it comes in at under $600 American, which just blows me away. So here are my 4 top things that I absolutely love about Wigshe, and I have one thing that I don't love. So number 1, I love the hair quality. I cannot emphasize this enough. 3 times now I have washed 3 different pieces and they all turned out the same. It's predictable and consistent. I love that. They dry fluffy, not bone straight. So you do have to work with them a bit, but that's not a big deal for me. In fact, in some ways, I just feel like the hair feels like my bio hair, just more of it. So even though it is not European hair, it feels European-esque to me. So I really love the hair quality. There are not a ton of split ends or anything like that. I mean, there's a few of them. I see one right here now. There's a few split ends. There's a few broken pieces. They're not just like return hairs, but like on the whole, the hair quality is really good and really consistent and very, realistic. It looks good. It doesn't look cheap and it doesn't tangle. It's super soft. And after I wash it, there's no tangling when I use my good conditioner. It's just amazing. So that's number 1. Number 2, I love their lace. It is my favorite lace of any lace top piece that I've had so far. I am not a rosy colored girl, and a lot of laces do come out being kind of pinky on me. This one is more neutral in my opinion, or at least for someone with my skin tone. So I really, 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 really love their lace. Reason number 3 that I love it, I love the cap construction. I feel like it's very comfortable on my head. It fits me snugly, which almost never happens. Every piece is usually too big, but on me as a 21.25 inch circumference, the small actually fits me well, not too tight, just well. So I love that. And then number 4, I love the way it takes a curl. So I know that kind of goes into hair quality, but it's not just the quality, it's the way that it holds. Like it actually holds a curl. And this has been true 3 times over. So it's been consistent for me. I love that. And I have higher end pieces that do not take curls the way this one takes a curl. So for me, as someone who doesn't have a lot of bio hair that I can style and, do an updos or put waves in and have bouncing curls, like it feels nice to be able to do that. But if you have a piece that you're putting curls into and they're falling flat, what's the point? So I love that for such a low price, I can get hair that actually does it and stays. That's amazing. My only concern about ordering from Wigshe in the past was the hair color. If you look back at my previous videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. My most troublesome one in terms of the color was probably my second one. It had some very dark roots. And so this time I went unrooted, and I am a very happy camper in terms of the overall color. Underneath, maybe you saw it in my video, I hope I included that piece in the styling portion, but there are some orangey colored highlights underneath. I think they're supposed to be caramel, but they pull just a little bit too orangey for me. But it's not a deal breaker because they are underneath, and the top part is very good and it just looks like caramel. So I'm not really upset about it. I definitely recommend this color, like the non-rooted color, so that you don't have those stark contrasts. But on the whole, I'm very, very happy. I definitely think that this is worth the money, and I'm going to do a comparison video between this and a mid-range piece and a high-end piece for you to see why I think this is worth it. But truly, for half the price or even more of a savings than that, than some mid-range pieces, I just feel like you can't go wrong, whether it's your main piece because it's within your budget, or whether it's an extra piece because you don't want to be using your luxury pieces everywhere you go. This is a really, really good option. I mean, where I live, this is not really much more expensive than synthetics for Canadians. So I just can't believe that you get this kind of hair for the price that you do. If I've missed anything, please let me know. If you have questions, please let me know either in comments or send me a DM. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to figure it out for you, but I certainly welcome those questions and those discussion pieces. I hope that this was helpful for you. And if you've been on the fence about Wigshe, that this took you either one way or the other, but gave you the answers that you were looking for. They've had a bit of criticism in the hair loss community lately, and I have, because of the hair quality, really wanted to stick with them and sort of find the colors that would sort of not appease everybody, but come out as accurate representations of what I saw on the screen online. And this one is definitely giving me like confirmation that yes, I think you can have great success with this company, and I would not be writing it off just yet. So yeah, thank you very much to Wigshe for sending this over. I look forward to wearing this beautiful hair out and about. It's not going to be sitting in a closet. I really do genuinely love it. In fact, I'm going to go downstairs right now and have dinner with my family and see what they think. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you an excellent day, and I'll see you with the next video.